Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I purchased a new 3D printer. Now, I am not sponsored by any means by this company. It is going to be 100% my opinion, and I thought it would be cool to set it up, do a couple of test prints, and kind of give you my feedback as to what I think of the machine. So I purchased an Anycubic Cobra S1 with an ACE unit on Amazon Prime Days or whatever. Got it for like, I think 25% off. It is mid-range as far as price, and it's supposed to be comparable to that of a Bamboo Lab, so we shall see. Today we're going to try 3D printing. Let's get to building. So I've been wanting a new Filament 3D printer for a while, and I just could not bring myself to shell out over $1,000 for a Carbon X1. I follow several 3D printing content creators here on YouTube who have given some decent praises of this machine, so when I saw the price drop to close to $500, I snagged one. I decided to get one of the Cobra S1s that comes with the multi-filament feeder called the ACE unit or Anycubic Color Engine. My old filament printer was so slow it made it pretty much impractical to use, and the filament was proprietary, so I could only use it as long as that was in business, which it went out. This one boasts a top speed of 600 millimeters per second. I've never done anything more than print small bits, so I'm excited to run it through its paces and try some bigger projects, as well as do a little 3D modeling myself. If that's something that interests you, let me know in the comments below. I unpack the unit, remove the screws that are holding down the ACE inside, and get the machine set up in its location. For my first batch of filament, I decided to go with all Anycubic, as they're already programmed into the machine, and when they feed through the ACE, it adjusts the settings. I could definitely use other filaments, and I've already purchased some, but I just wanted to get my bearings before I tried dipping my toe in other stuff. I bought mostly PLA, some PLA Plus, and one roll of PETG. It can also handle ABS, ASA, PET, PA, PP, and HIPS. I'm not going to pretend that I know what all of those are or the best applications for each. PLA is one of the easiest ones to manage, so for now, that's where I'll be staying. I got a range of colors, an extra textured build plate, a vacuum sealer with bags to reseal when I want to switch and not waste filament, and a new sander for the bigger prints that I'm going to be doing. I have a couple of ideas in mind that I would like to tackle, including one to help me finish my Red Hood cosplay. So this little guy will sit next to my Glowforge with ample space on all sides. What sets this one apart from the Bamboo Lab is the ACE unit has a filament dryer built into it, eliminating the need for an extra $100 to $150 purchase of a filament dryer. Most filaments absorb moisture, which will cause the diameter of the filament to expand and cause jamming issues, stringing, and a degrade of the quality of the filament. My old machine only used ABS, so I'm excited to to try different types once I get the hang of it. This unit connects down to a splitter behind the machine that files it down into a single feed to the nozzle. With the ACE unit, I could print up to 4 different colors or filament types on a single print. Technically, I could buy a second unit and do up to 8. Other than possibly batching out merch for my Etsy shop, I don't really know how much I'm going to use this feature, as it has to purge materials to switch over to other colors. Like most people, I need to run a calibration test with my filament to fine-tune my machine, and what better thing to test its speed and accuracy than printing a benchy. If you're not familiar with 3D printing, that's a little tugboat that tests overhang stringing as well as layer line shifting and bed adhesion. I printed one for each of the filaments I had loaded into my unit and almost had no issues. The PETG did clog in my unit, and I needed to disassemble the ACE to get the clog out, so until I get the nerves up to completely take apart this unit, mine's only going to print 3 colors. Under default settings, it can pump out the little tugboats in around 30 minutes. Messing with the settings, I could drop it down to half of that if pushing the max speed on the printer. My thought is to have this printing projects in the background as I work on other builds, and use it as a supplement for more intricate and accurate stuff. So my 3D printer poops. When it purges out one color to change to another, it squirts out filament into this excess chute and expels it out the back of the machine. Most people with a 3D printer that does this will print out a bin to go behind the machine to catch the waste. I wanted to print one out, and the slicer that I use had a suggested bin to print out, but after pulling it up and slicing it, I realized it takes 7 hours to print. So I decided to build a box out of wood using my Glowforge instead that only took me 45 minutes. I modeled a poop chute bin and cut it out, and this kind of brings me to a valid point about 3D printing, CNCs, or any other machine operated unit. You kind of gotta weigh out the pros and cons of the material and the time. Is it worth the amount or what it's going to waste or whatever? It may make more sense to take a couple of minutes to design a custom SVG file for the laser cutter than to wait 7 hours for a print when I could be 3D printing other stuff, having my CNC cut something out, and working on another prop at the same time. As a one-man show building, recording, and editing, as well as putting a build a week schedule on top of my day job as a teacher, this will help me to keep from having to build everything from scratch. Now, I'm simply gluing the finger joints on my box with some wood glue and painter's tape. I have some plans for future builds to test my making abilities, mainly to show that you can do projects like this with simple tools, but it's just going to take a lot longer. I want my projects to be accessible to everyone. I've almost 600 builds on my channel, with somewhere around 10 to 20% of them using a machine like a laser cutter or a 3D printer to help in portions of the build. While these videos are labeled as how-tos because of YouTube's categorization, and that's kind of what I have to promote myself as, I just want everybody to understand that it's how I tackle a project, not how it has to be done. There's an odd expression that says there's more than one way to skin a cat. It kind of comes to mind. Making is not always a follow along. The majority of what I build, I'm making it up as I go. Using different materials and techniques as well as tools to get you to that point does not make you or me any less of a maker. Even after after over 580 builds here on YouTube, I still have people throwing hate in the comments for me using a tool or a material that they don't have. Use a different one. It'll be fine. Watch the poop chute bin in action. So I printed lots of stuff, little hold tools for bits, sanding blocks, print bed scrapers, cable management winders. I made a paper embosser of my logo, custom sunglasses. I tried making a lithophane, and I even printed some of my own 3D models that I designed that I'll release with videos. For those of you who have a machine, understand that a 3D printer does not turn out a finished product after you push a button. There's a lot of extra steps that are involved. A lot of that comes at the front end designing stuff, and then at the back end finishing it. I have a lot to learn and would love any recommendations for people to watch here on YouTube. I love learning new skills and can't wait to get more proficient with the lingo, settings, and capabilities of 3D printing. And if you're interested in sharing this journey with me, let me know what you'd like to see down in the comments below. I'm enjoying my Cobra S1, and I have a better understanding that it's just another tool that I can use to push the limits of what I can do and produce. It's not going to replace me yet. And we are finished. Hopefully you got something from this video. Maybe it will turn you towards 3D printers or away from them. I don't really know. I am trying to incorporate it into my workflow. It's not going to be a replacement. I'm not going to turn it into a 3D printing channel. However, there are things that I can do with it that should help me in other aspects of making. And a lot of people have that misconception that it's doing all the work for you. It's really not. You're just putting your work in other areas of the build. So yeah, maybe you will try and make something with a 3D printer yourself and impress your friends with your ability to learn a new skill, try something out, and hopefully make something epic. Yeah, maybe you'll get some. Yay! And inevitably they're gonna ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these, tell them much props. So I guess it's time to start printing a whole bunch of stuff. Build ideas coming. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you want to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.